This is like the 5th time I've recorded this, so... This is a spawn smoke if you're standing over this sewer grate. Top right of this wooden beam above this door. Top right corner. You jump through. That's instant house. Top left corner. You jump through. Instant E-box. This lands outside of it. Just keep that in mind. If you want to throw them manually, come to this corner in this door frame. Aim at the middle windows here. Just realized I'm watching the bro's stream. And then I'll aim at the top left corner of this house. And you jump through. That's house. The other one I threw was E-box. So that's the middle of this wooden plank. In this corner. Right there. I want to throw it and land it inside of E-box. Come to this corner. Aim at the bottom right of this sort of square. Hold W and jump through. That'll land inside of U-box. Like so. It might bounce and land on there. It might bounce and land like here on that other step. It'll land like this and bloom like so. What this allows is you're able to come in here and just kind of pre-fire that corner. Because CPUs will try to sit there and just get the angle. If they don't, you can continue holding it. They also might want to swing out, but you'll be able to see them way before they're able to see you. On to mid-smokes. Come over here, hold against this wall and hit this corner. If you hold against this wall and hit this corner, it'll land wrong, so do it this way. Aim at the bottom right of this sort of taller square in the middle, and you W jump through. So tap W and jump through at the same time. That'll land inside of the connector, or trash as some people like to call it. You can also do a similar one, but that it covers the entirety of the back if you W jump through and aim at the bottom left instead. It'll land right there and it'll bloom, so they can't stand on that half wall and see you. The only way they can see you is if they stand on this brick and hold it. Similarly, if you come over to this corner, you can smoke house from middle in case you want to try and do a mid-take a bit later. Just do a left and right click jump throw, so I'll call that a medium throw. It should land like that, right in the house. If you also come over to this corner, I'm only using this for demonstrative purposes, you don't have to have a scout to actually do this lineup. Aim at this third rock here, right in the bottom middle of it. You'll walk over, and then you'll edge out until your crosshair gets right out into it, and then you'll double jump. This will land deep, and it should molly off pretty much everything except for this corner. And it'll molly off most of this cubby most of the time. If you want to throw an easier and much faster one than getting in that corner and doing it, you can just come to this, aim at this top right, and throw it. This will for sure cover this corner, but it won't get here. And similar to that molly I showed you earlier, it doesn't always spread to here. If you find that they're playing it consistently, you can come out to here, aim kind of at the middle of this, just left click through. This will throw a flashbang that'll blind them. You can also aim, I guess you could aim a bit more to the right, so just a little bit out. As a pop flash, they definitely won't see you coming. And also, if they're holding it out too far, you'll see their gun sticking out. There's also another smoke that I'm going to say is pretty redundant, but if you're able to get into this corner, kind of against this bean bag and this wall, I guess, and you aim, just, there's like a upside down T here. Aim just a little bit to the right, and you jump through. This will land into a smoke that ends up a little bit deeper in the trash. And when you're throwing that smoke or the smoke over here, just remember that you'll want to molly out this corner, because they can hide behind them. The last thing I'll show you for mid is if you come into this corner, there's these black triangles up here, and then there's these 3 bricks. Where this black triangle is 2 sort of smudges streaked across it. You'll aim where the bottom left of that triangle meets the brick, and then you'll jump through, and that'll land in A heaven. Just show you guys what that looks like. It should perfectly smoke it out, like so. Next we'll move on to B, nades and smokes. Come into this corner, these are going to be all the smokes I want you to know. You have this smoke, left click through it. That'll cover long. Aim at the top left of this sort of smudge here on the wall. This is pretty precise, but once you get used to it after practicing it for a little bit, it'll land right in temple. This of course means they can play back here and hide back here. But as a first entry they should clear this and then run back here and clear back sight. If you also get into this corner, there's this sort of brick here. There's the brick from another angle. Find that amongst these, and where it meets this leaf, you'll aim and jump through. And you'll jump through again. Sometimes you'll be a little misaligned when you land, but that's fine. Just jump through it again and it'll land in the same spot. It'll pop up here. This way any of your teammates coming out won't get blinded by it, but pretty much all of sight will. Come over to this spot and line up right in the middle here. You can aim where this upper ridge is right above this U brick. And you can jump through on that left corner. That'll land a molly. That'll molly off most of sight here. If you plant it right around there, you can have a nice little post plant setup. Similarly, you can also throw a flash in the same spot. It'll pop right in front of the pillar, so you can have people swing out and fight the E-box guy. And he can be full blind because he's sitting in E-box holding main. Another smoke I did forget to show here, I doubt you'll ever use it, is an E-box smoke. Aim at where this second U brick meets this ridge. Just left click through. Right in the middle of that U brick too, where it meets the ridge. That'll smoke right outside of E-box completely. Moving on to A smokes. You come over into this corner here in the water. I like to divide this box into halves. Aim at this upper half, right in the middle of this sort of corner that's facing you. W jump through, and that'll land like so, smoking off heaven perfectly. You go into the same corner. You can aim right above this triangle, and you can throw a smoke that'll land inside of broken wall. Again, right above this triangle, right where this line is, just left click through that. For camera, you'll get into this corner. You'll aim right where this arch meets that same line. You'll left click through. This will land right inside camera, and if you want to molly it, you can do the same exact thing and it'll land in there and molly it. Normally, those are the only 2 smokes you're going to use, heaven and camera, so it'll look like this. Then you can drop out from cam here and just kind of aim where this notch is above the window. Just left click, throw a flash or 2 in. It'll land like that and pop. On the CT side, there's only really 2 lineups you need to know. Or well, 3 I guess. When you're coming out and you're an A anchor, you should jump over this wall and go through beach. when you're coming out towards heaven, you can aim at the bottom right corner, sort of there, right in the middle where it meets the floor. You just run through. That'll land a smoke that perfectly blooms and smokes off a main. Similarly though, what you should do every round as a cam or an A player is come here, aim a little bit to the right of this notch with your molly, and do a medium jump through. So left hand right click, and then jump through. Should land like this and cover all of A main. Then, for middle, for smoking off mid, as you're coming out here, aim at the top, right at the peak of this black arrow. Walk through. That'll land perfectly inside mid, and you can actually stand on the right here and watch canals, and also just peek it in general. Another thing to note, you can jump through, just aim at any of these hieroglyphics really, and you can jump through flashes. I would recommend aiming towards this circle one, as it kind of pops. Or if you just come up here, you can aim right above that corner and throw it. Another fun little smoke I just remembered. If you come into this corner, crouch down. I believe it's right out where this blue arrow peaks. You're going to want to aim above it where it meets this leaf. Crouch, and then jump through. This will land and smoke off the entirety of that side of sight, meaning that ninjas can't spot you unless they jump up, and they can't. I actually don't remember that one. I'll try and find it. I believe it's here, and then you'll want to aim right where it meets here, crouch, jump down. It was a smoke that landed temple, but just forget about it for now. The final thing I'll show is for CTs. If we ever push B main, you can get right up against this wall, aim at the top right of these bricks, and try to throw a flash. You only want to throw this as your first flash. If you have one flash, aim right up here where this like top roof sort of comes out into this open space, and just left click a flash up there. This will blind anyone back here or running up to peek it, even if they're over here. And that way, your teammates won't get blinded when they're coming out and fighting. If you have two though, I would recommend throwing this one as it lands a bit deeper. And it should blind a bit more. And then you throw this one as your teammates are running out. Blind them, so that way they're for sure blind and your teammates aren't. Other than that, that's about it. See you guys later.